Hi, I'm teacher Justin, and we're back again with useful expressions. Yesterday, we studied expressions that you could use with your friends and in school. But most of them are about school, like I stayed up late and we had an exam, right? And today we will continue with some expressions that you could use in the office or with your friends or family. So, let's go. Our first expression is this. Okay, so this is our expression. Life is not all roses and wine. What do you think this expression means? This expression, we say this when we try to tell to a friend that life is not just always happy, or sometimes you can experience problems or have a bad time. That it's not just a good time, right? That sometimes we have to go through ups and downs, face problems in order for us to become stronger. So we say, life is not all roses and wine. Let's not expect life to be all good all the way, because facing problems is not that inevitable. It's something that we cannot escape from. So yeah, we have to be stronger and wiser every time. Okay? Anyway, so this is our expression. Life is not all roses and wine. And here is a dialogue between A and B using this. Okay, this is A. Life is not all roses and wine. B answers, you can say that again. My sunglasses got stolen yesterday. Okay, so in here, letter B said that just yesterday, he experienced something bad, and that is getting his sunglasses stolen. Is it clear? Questions? Okay, let's continue to the next one. The next one, we say this when a friend of ours, a family, or someone we know lost someone. Here it is. My condolences. Condolences is a feeling or expression of sympathy and sadness, especially when someone is suffering or someone is feeling so down and sad because a family member, a friend, or someone they know died. So if there is a friend of yours, family, or someone you know who experienced loss, someone who lost a family member or their friend, you can say, my condolences. Okay? So here is a dialogue using this expression. My condolences for the loss of your son. And then letter B, that's okay. I didn't like little brats anyway. So in here, letter A is offering his condolences to letter B who lost his son or her son. And then letter B answered, that's okay, I didn't like the little brats anyway. So maybe in this situation, his son is not that good. So for him it's okay. But most of the time, this expression is used to offer sadness. Alright? Is it clear? Questions? Okay, let's continue with the next one. This is our next expression. So our expression is, can you make an exception in this case? What do you think this means? When do you think we say this? Okay, so we say, can you make an exception in this case? First, let's unlock what does exception means. Exception is a case where the rule does not apply, or for example, the rule is no phones inside the room, and then a person is exempted or has the exception from that rule, meaning he or she can bring the phone inside the room. Clear? Okay, so let's continue. Can you make an exception in this case means that you're asking someone if it's okay to just not mind the rules for this case, for this particular situation. Like for example, you got caught over speeding, and then you're talking to the policeman. You can say, "Sir, can we please make an exception in this case? I am really in a hurry because my mother is in the hospital." Okay, so in here you're asking the police officer to just let you go, make an exception, like break the rule a little, or not follow the rule because it's an emergency. Questions? Is it clear? Okay, now let's continue to the next expression. This expression, I think you already have used this inside the classroom. May I be excused? When do we usually say this expression? Right. We say this, for example, we're having a class and you need to go to the bathroom. But before going there, you have to ask for permission to your teacher. So you can say, "Ma'am, may I be excused? I need to go to the bathroom." That, is it clear? Questions? Okay, so here is a dialogue between A and B. Letter A says, "May I be excused? I need to pee." And then letter B answering, "Go, you have 2 minutes." Okay, so in that situation, letter A asks to be excused or to be allowed to leave the classroom or wherever he is. And then letter B answered, "Sure, you got 2 minutes." So, after 2 minutes or before 2 minutes ends, he or she needs to be back at that place. Okay? Is it clear? Questions? Let's continue with the next expression. Our next expression is let's shoot the breeze. What do you think let's shoot the breeze means? Yeah, let's shoot the breeze means Okay, let's shoot the breeze means let's talk. Like when you want to ask someone to have a conversation or to talk about something, you say, let's shoot the breeze. Alright? So here is a dialogue between A and B. A says, let's shoot the breeze. And then B answered, sure, I got 1 minute. What's on your mind? Okay? So in this dialogue, letter A said that let's talk, let's shoot the breeze. And the letter B answered, sure. He or she still have 1 minute. And then she or he asked, what's on your mind? Or what do you want to talk about? Is it clear? Questions? Okay, so let's continue. But before that, excuse me for a while, I'm just gonna get the eraser. Okay, I'm back. And for a short recap, let's try this. Life is not all roses and wine. This expression, when do we say this? Yes, life is not all roses and wine. We say this when something bad can happen or your friend experienced something bad. You can say, life is not all roses and wine. Meaning, there are some bad things or bad events or misfortunes that can happen. Okay? Next one, my condolences. When do we say my condolences? Yes, when a friend of us or someone we know, like your cousin, your classmate, or friend, lost someone, their family member, or their best friend, and they're feeling so down and so sad about the loss, you say, my condolences. This is said to offer your sympathy. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Can you make an exception in this case? Okay. When do you say this? We say, can you make an exception in this case when you want to break a little rule or to not follow the rule for a while, maybe. Or when you're stuck in a situation when you need to bargain with someone because you did something wrong or bad, or maybe something against the rules. Okay? The next one, may I be excused? When do you think we say this? Yes, you say, may I be excused when you're asking for a permission to leave a place or just to excuse yourself from something. Clear? Okay, and then the last one, let's shoot the breeze. Let's talk. Okay, when you want to talk about something with someone, instead of saying let's talk, you can try saying let's shoot the breeze. Clear? Okay. So before continuing with our next expression, wait for a while. And I'm back. So let's continue with studying some expression. Okay, so here is another expression that you can use. Take the blame. When do you think we say this expression? I take the blame. Okay. Blame is to say or to think a person or a thing is responsible for something bad that happened. Okay? So blame or to blame someone is to think that that person is responsible for the bad things that happened. So when we say I take the blame, meaning I take the responsibility on what happened. It's like you're saying, you can blame me for what happened. I take credit for the bad thing that had happened. Like that. Say, I take the blame. Okay? So, you can use this when, for example, you have a school festival and everyone is busy preparing for it. And then suddenly, someone forgot to bring the prizes for the school festival. And then everyone is in a panic and they don't know who to blame or whose fault is it. And then you think that the situation can go on forever if they cannot find anyone to blame. So you can just say, okay, I take the blame. I take the responsibility. Alright? So here is a dialogue between A and B. Letter A says, I take the blame. Letter B answered, no, you don't. I saw you weren't the one who did it. Okay, again, letter A says, I take the blame. And then letter B answered, no, you don't. I saw you weren't the one who did it. Meaning, in that dialogue, letter A is there confessing for something that he or she didn't actually do. But just to end the argument or to take the fault, he says, I take the blame. But then letter B answered, no, I saw you and it's not your fault. You are not the one who did that. Okay? Maybe their situation is someone lost their phone. And then letter A is trying to take the blame. Instead of someone being punished for the bad thing that they did, letter A wants to be the one to blame. But letter B answers, it's not your fault. I saw you and you are not the one who did it. Is it clear? Questions? Okay, let's continue with the next one. Our next expression is, you're missing the point. What do you think this expression means? Okay. You say, or this means that the person whom you're talking to does not understand what you said or what you're trying to explain. Clear? When do you think we say, you're missing the point? We say you're missing the point when you try to explain something to someone, but they didn't understand it. Like they have their own understanding of the situation. It's like they don't get what you're trying to say, and they come up with their own opinion. So you can say, you're missing the point. Get it? Questions? Okay. So here is a dialogue between A and B. A says, you're missing the point. And then letter B answered, I think I get the point. you don't like him. So in this situation, A says that letter B does not understand or does not get the whole idea of what he's trying to say. But letter B is persistent. He or she said, I get the point. Means he understands it. I understand it. You don't like it. Okay? Are we clear? Questions? Okay. So, we're clear with this one. Let's continue with the next one. Let's break for coffee. What do you think this expression means? Right. It is like you saying, let's have. It's like saying, let's have coffee break. Okay? This means that you stop what you are doing to think for a while, maybe to have a sip of coffee before going back to the things that you are doing. You usually hear this in office where people are almost always busy. So to get a little break, to rest their minds for a moment, you say, let's break for coffee, or let's have coffee break. Okay? So here is a dialogue between A and B using let's break for coffee. So A suggests, let's break for coffee. And then letter B answered, good idea. So maybe in this situation, both of them has been working very hard and they think that it's time to have a break, to rest their minds for a while. So they say, let's break for coffee. Okay? Questions? Okay, let's go to the next one. Why the long face? What do you think this means? Okay, this expression means that you're asking the person before you or the person in front of you, why do you look sad? Okay, this doesn't exactly mean that a person in front of you have a long face. It only means that they look a little sad, or maybe they look down, or they have a problem. Okay? Is it clear? Questions? Now here is the dialogue between A and B using the expression, why the long face? Letter A says, why the long face, Dad? And the letter B answered, my dog died last night. He got ran over by a milk truck. So in this situation, Ted looks sad and his friend asked, why the long face? Why do you look sad? And then Ted answers, his dog died last night. That's why his face expresses sadness. Okay? Clear? Questions? Now let's continue with the next one. Okay, this expression is usually used when someone is leaving their home and then they have a young person staying there and they need someone to take care of that. You say, the young ones or their child. Okay? Clear? Questions? Okay, let's continue with the dialogue between A and B. So letter A says, "Could you babysit my son, please?" And then letter B answered, "Of course, Miss Peterson. I'd be happy to take care of little Jimfrey." So in this situation, maybe Mr. and Miss Peterson are going out of town and they need someone to take care of Jim. So they ask letter A or the person A to babysit their son, Jim. Clear? Questions? Okay, so before continuing with the next expression, excuse me for a while, I'm just gonna erase it. And I'm back. And as a short review, I take the blame. When do you think we say this? Yes, we say I take the blame when you're trying to accept or say that you can take the punishment for someone for the bad thing that someone else did. Okay? And then the next one is you're missing the point. Yes, we say this when someone doesn't get what you are trying to say. Clear? The next one, let's break for coffee or let's have a coffee break. It is when you're working a lot and you need to take a break for a second, have a coffee maybe and chat with your friends. You say, let's break for coffee. Then, the next one, why the long face? Yes, this expression doesn't mean that the person you're talking to has a long face. Okay? It only means that they look sad or he or she looks sad. And then the last one, could you babysit my child? Yes, you say this if you have a baby and then you need to go somewhere and asking someone to take care of him or her, you say, could you babysit my child? Clear? So I guess that's all for today. I'll